Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to this channel, my name is Zahava Jessie. Make sure you subscribe, like and share. In today's video, guys, we'll be talking about breastfeeding. Being a mom of one and trying to breastfeed is the hardest part of breastfeeding because it's an emotional feeling for both you and the child. Sometimes your child cries and you don't know whether to give her the booby or him the booby, but I think for me, it's time. World Health Organization, guys, recommend breastfeeding for six months without feeding any child, but you find in some cultures 4 to 5 years someone is still breastfeeding. In today's topic, there is no judgment whether you are breastfeeding 4 to 5 years. It's up to you, and there is no one who is judging here. I'm just sharing my experience. So guys, let's get into it. My number one tip, guys, is timing. You don't want to stop breastfeeding your child when you are going for a holiday, and the only way you can calm your child down is by breastfeeding. So timing is very important. Not again when your child is having a cold, a stomach bug. Look for the best timing when you and the child are okay, that you can start to stop him or her from breastfeeding. Because when you are going for a holiday, for example, the only way you can calm the child when she's crying, she's uncomfortable, is through breastfeeding. So, and again, when the child is having a cold, he or she may not eat, so that is not the right timing. So when you want to stop breastfeeding, make sure your timing is perfect for you and the child, and you feel you are ready to stop breastfeed. The two tip, guys, is be consistent. You don't want to start stopping breastfeed today, then tomorrow the child is crying, you becoming emotional, because as I told you earlier, stopping to breastfeed is the hardest part. I think in parenting, I'm not sure. Let me tell you guys, you stop breastfeeding today, then tomorrow the child wants the booby, and because you are the mother and you are so attached to the child, you give her the booby or him the booby. I'm telling you, it won't work. So you better be consistent. If you have made a choice to stop breastfeeding, let it stop. Let it stop, guys. Don't be like 1 week you're not breastfeeding, the second week you're breastfeeding. No, it does not work that way. Make sure you are consistent. Make sure you don't give your child the booby if she cries or he cries. Find ways to calm him or her. Yes, guys, that is my number two tip. Mine has not been easy. We are still in daytime and not breastfeeding. Still, the hardest part of breastfeeding is at night, because at night she or he will cry. She does not want the bottle feeding. So as we are still in that phase of during the day, no breastfeeding, no booby for her. Even if she cries, is fine, because I know how to calm her. But during the night, we are still adjusting, and we just cope, guys. Number three tip. Another tip, guys, is distracting your child, because you give her the toys, you play with her, you make sure again you feed her a lot of fluids, because when she's not breastfeeding, she may feel hungry more often. So make sure you give her the fluids that she needs to sustain her and forget about. Just find a way to distract her so that she forgets about breastfeeding, because once she's idle and you are seated, she will be thinking of coming and breastfeeding. As for me, my daughter is used to a bad behavior. Yani amekuwa na tabia mbaya. She comes and hold my clothes like this. She wants the booby, but I say no. During the day, no breastfeeding. But I make sure I give her a lot of snack, a lot of fruits, a lot of like yogurt, fruits and snacks. Just keep her occupied. She'll forget and you'll be good to go, guys. Another tip, guys, is make sure you have a very supportive family, so that when you stop breastfeeding and you are in a meeting and you are in a gathering with your family, they should, maybe your child is crying, wasikwambie sinyonyeshe mtoto, they should not put blame of you. They should understand that you are trying, you just want that child to be independent. And again, when you stop breastfeeding, the child eats well, she eats well. So it's very important to have a very supportive family, so that when the child is crying and she wants the easiest way to calm a crying child is by breastfeeding. There is no other way. The easiest and the fastest way is to calm a child is by by breastfeeding. So make sure you have a very supportive family, so that when the child is crying, your family member, one of your family member can walk outside with the child, so that isikuwe hataki kunyonyesha sijui nini. Some people even ask, are you still breastfeeding at the age of 2, 3, 4, 5? And it's good to have a very supportive family and people who understand you as a mom. Another tip, guys, is be ready, because when you decide it's now and it's now and it's now, if not now, not then. As for me, I said enough is enough. Because, guys, if you want to go for an occasion and you want to dress very well, a cute dress, you cannot. Because when you are breastfeeding, you need something you can lift up so that you breastfeed. For me, I decided no breast milk for her during the day. Let's work on the night. By the way, you find sometimes you meet with friends and, are you still breastfeeding? Are you still breastfeeding? Such questions. By the way, guys, if you are one of them who always ask, are you still breastfeeding? Be it a mom or not a mom, you should put yourself in someone's shoes, because breastfeeding does not start today and end midnight. No, it's a journey and you begin it. And you have to be ready, guys. Don't decide to breastfeed today and tomorrow you're not. You don't wake up today, the child is breastfeeding, and tomorrow she's not breastfeeding. No, it's a journey and it needs a lot of patience. And you have to be ready, both mentally, emotionally. You have to be ready and say, it's now, it's now, it's now. Because sometimes even my daughter does not eat, because she knows, after all, if I don't eat, mama will breastfeed me. Sometimes we don't stop breastfeeding just because we don't love the child or anything. It's, we want the good for the child. We want her to feed and be healthy well. So, guys, those are the tips. In case you have forgotten anything, just tell me down below. Anything we can add on this topic. And if you love this kind of a video, give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe. So, guys, that's it for today. See you next time. Bye bye. Cheers.